When my dad came home and said he had pulmonary fibrosis, I didn't know what the disease was.
Back in those days, pulmonary fibrosis was not a well-known disease. In fact, when I started working at the PFF, I had never even heard of the disease.
It took a few days for me to kind of wrap my head around it. I was devastated to learn that there were very limited treatment options.
Patients were told to go home and put their affairs into order, essentially a death sentence for them, with no educational materials for them to read and learn how to live with the disease.
At the time my dad was diagnosed, he really started to notice that there was a lack of community and information. So he was motivated to start the support group. And then when my mom connected with the Pulmonary Fibrosis Foundation, we were really able to expand the resources available to the support group and amplify the message. It was really inspiring to watch my dad face this journey with such resilience.
In the summer of 2014, my mother was diagnosed with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, which was a shocking piece of news for our family. I knew what a diagnosis of pulmonary fibrosis meant for someone. I wanted it to be something else.
Everything seemed to happen so fast. We lost him about 18 months later.
Unfortunately, my mother passed about 15 months after her diagnosis. My daughters were only 3 and 5 years old. Realizing that my children weren't going to have grandparents from my family was difficult.
I know the impact of going through a family member with the diagnosis and the progression all the way through to the end, and it's hard. I want as few people to go through that as possible. After I lost my dad to pulmonary fibrosis, I actually decided to change fields of study and try to help understand this disease.
Given my mother's experience, it felt as if it was destiny that I was working at the foundation. I had no idea when I started that I was going to be impacted this way, and I feel that it's a gift to have lived through this negative experience because I can give to others.
I really want to make the lives of these patients better and eventually get to a cure for them.
The community impacted by pulmonary fibrosis are seekers. They don't accept just the fate of a situation. They want to find better solutions. They want to remain optimistic despite the challenges and the darkness that this diagnosis can provide, and they don't let it take control of them. That attitude translates to the leadership at the organization. We recognize the difficulties of the space, but we also go forward with optimism and hope.
This is such an exciting time to be a part of pulmonary fibrosis research. The technological advances of the past decade have really empowered researchers to learn so much more about the disease.
We make progress every day in the fight against pulmonary fibrosis. We're working on identifying targets, developing therapies, having patients take part in clinical trials.
There's more recognition, there's more trials going on, the science is getting better.
By making these discoveries and working together, we're going to be able to build this amazing portfolio of options and better therapies for the future to bring to our patients and their families. The more shots on goal we have, the much more likely to find a cure for this disease.
But it's not just about research, it's about the community.
By being connected to other pulmonary fibrosis patients, I know I'm not alone.
There are others out there. We connect together, we are stronger, and you are not by yourself as you go through this journey.
Finding a support group is so important.
Instantly, I felt a sense of belonging and caring.
Once you can see people that are living lives to the fullest and that they are experiencing this disease, not in a positive way, but in a way that they're able to manage, it makes you feel better.
It definitely empowers you as a patient.
It's therapeutic to share my story.
An increased awareness of this condition can result in an increased push towards finding a cure. Thankfully, in the last 25 years, lung transplantation is becoming more available. We are having an increased number of donors and increased number of transplants.
Today, I have the gift of life from somebody I never met. It's hard to describe what it's like to receive an organ transplant. Somebody passed away for me to get a set of lungs, and I can never repay that. But their legacy lives on through what I do every day with my life.
The Pulmonary Fibrosis Foundation is celebrating its 25-year anniversary here in 2025, so it's a significant milestone and we're very excited about it.
There's a tremendous amount of hope because everybody's working together, clinicians, researchers, ambassadors.
The physicians, it's the physician scientists, it's the donors, it's the advocates, and most importantly, it's the patients and their families.
I tell patients they're part of our research team because every little discovery matters, and the patients are really the folks who allow us to make these discoveries.
Everybody is bringing something to the table.
There isn't a single solution.
Each step is a building block.
If we keep going, we will find a cure, but you have to keep going.
If we can take one step forward, that gets us a little bit closer.
There's nothing that's too small. Every single act of engagement from our community informs us and helps to improve what we're doing.
Together, we are making a difference to pulmonary fibrosis patients around the world.
My hopes for the future of pulmonary fibrosis is this will be a disease of the past.
I truly believe in my children's life that there will be an answer to this disease.
I want to find a true cure for this disease. I want to be able to regenerate lungs of patients with pulmonary fibrosis and be able to completely halt disease progression.
The PFF understands the deep responsibility that we have to the community we serve, and we feel a great partnership with all of you. We envision a world in which no one is negatively impacted by pulmonary fibrosis, and we can only achieve that goal with engagement with everyone in our community, and we need you to help us. We will continue to fight this disease, and each day we will build a stronger community.
The PFF is life-changing because it makes you value yourself again, and it makes you feel that you are important, and that everything that you're going through is for a reason, and that you have support in doing it. You do matter, your life matters.
We just have to keep the faith. We will never give up until we find a cure.